There's something I'd like you to try. It's a game. Secret. It's called The Maze.
What kind of game is it?
It's a very special kind of game, Dolores. The goal is to find the center of it. If you can do that, then maybe you can be free.
Finding the center of the maze represents the process of individuation. It comprises of laying a foundation of the historical sense, integrating one's dark side, and continuously transforming oneself through love and suffering. In that process of individuation, we discover our personal truth, who we are and who we desire to become.
They come back because of the subtleties, the details. They come back because they discover something they imagine no one had ever noticed before. Something they fall in love with. They're not looking for a story that tells them who they are. They already know who they are. They're here because they want a glimpse of who they could be.
Billy!
Such realization, however, puts one at odds with the collective thinking, the mass unconsciousness, where the individual is reduced to a mere indistinguishable unit among the group of many. That is the risk we must take. We must find the courage to reach the very state of mind where a person feels at one with his true self, taking the responsibilities to become who he is yet to be and being alive beyond mere existence. Such is meaning, that which fuels the development of consciousness. Dr. Ford had a host version of his teenage self. He took the boy to the top of the mountain. Why couldn't the boy see the place so full?
Nowhere Land.
That seems hardly a fitting name for a place so full. Can't you see it?
What did it mean when Dr. Ford stopped the snake, looked at the spire of the buried church, and demanded the boy go home? The man who we can, with justice, call modern, is solitary. Every step he takes towards a fuller consciousness of the present removes him further from the masses of man, from submersion in a common unconsciousness. Every step forward means an act of tearing himself loose from the all-embracing, pristine unconsciousness which claims the bulk of mankind almost entirely. Indeed, he is completely modern only when he has come to the very edge of the world, leaving behind him all that has been discarded and outgrown, and acknowledging that he stands before a void out of which all things may grow. Carl Jung. Dr. Ford and the boy indeed came to the very edge of the world. The unconscious host possesses only a rational mind which could not see any potential beyond the apparent void. He was only inspired by the bell of the church, a religious initiation of his consciousness. Such spiritual longing can be dormant, yet is ever present in the psyche of every man. To pursue the development of his nascent consciousness, the boy must confront with the snake, a symbol of danger and a call for courage. However, Dr. Ford froze the snake, asked the boy to run along, thus keeping the host from being conscious. The juxtaposition of Dr. Ford and the boy, one a conscious human and the other an unconscious robot, one grown in wisdom and the other remained infantile, speaks at volumes that consciousness is what makes us human.
Off before they move from gambling and whoring to...
Have fun with that.
I'm finally getting out of here.
The house is yours.
It is in the development of consciousness, rather than material computation, that we find meaning. The key is to muster the courage through love and suffering, and discover ourselves by awakening the ancestral instincts and integrating the shadow. With the courage and the understanding, we discover our personal truth and shoulder our personal responsibilities. In this way, we find the paths in the maze which lead to our innermost desires and our truest self.
Your voice is the first thing I remember.
Do you know now who you've been talking to? Whose voice you've been hearing? All this
Time. It was you. Talking to me. Guiding me. So I followed you. At last, I arrived here. The center of the maze. And now I finally understand what you were trying to tell me. The thing you've wanted since that very first day. To confront. After this long and vivid nightmare. Myself.